So we're asked to find y when the x equals to square root of x minus x squared, then multiply by 3 plus x over x power 5. All right, so definitely what we are going to do is we are going to do integration here. But before we do that, we need to simplify this expression first. So let's do that. So we can say this expression, we say for 2 square root of x will be 2x 1 over 2, then minus x squared. So, and for the second part, you have 3 over x power 5 plus x over x power 5. So we have to simplify it. Then we can also say that this is 2x 1 over 2 minus x squared. Then we can say this to be 3 multiplied by x power negative 5 plus x multiplied by x power negative 5. So this is going to help us. Then we have 2x 1 over 2 minus x squared and 3x power negative 5 plus, remember this x has 1 here, so you have to add the powers. So you now have x power negative 4. So now we can expand these two expressions. So we use this to multiply this. So we need to expand it. We now have 6x 1 over 2. We now have plus minus 5. Then we also use 2x raised to power 1 to multiply by x raised to power negative 4. So that will now give us plus 2x 1 over 2 plus negative 4. Okay, so let me change the color so that we can see the second part. So this negative x squared multiplied by 3x minus 5, we now have x squared multiplied by x minus negative raised to power negative 4. So what can we do now? Let's simplify everything. So we have 6x. Now this is going to be negative 9 over 2. Then plus this whole power here is going to be 2x negative 7 over 2. Then for this, we now have negative 2. So we are talking about this now. Negative 3x. Now 2 plus negative 5 will give you negative 3. Then the last part, which is this part, will now be minus x minus 2. So that is how to simplify it. Now let's find the differential, okay, of this, which is 6x negative 9 over 2 plus 2x power negative 7 over 2 minus 3x minus 3 minus x minus 2, all these dx. So let's continue. So here we'll have x negative 9 over 2 plus 1 over negative 9 over 2 plus 1. We now have plus 2 x raised to power negative 7 over 2 plus 1 over negative 7 over 2 plus 1. Then we now have minus 3 x raised to power negative 3 plus 1 over negative 3 plus 1. Then we now have minus x minus 2 plus 1, then negative 2 plus 1, then plus c, our constants of integration. I'll write it here. So let's simplify this. So we now have 6x. So this, if you simplify this will be negative 7 over 2 over negative 7 over 2. Then plus 2, we have 2x will now be negative 5 over 2 over negative 5 over 2. Then we now have plus 3, because we now have plus 3x, and this will be minus 2, and this will be 2. Then we now have, this will be plus 1, plus x, and raised to power negative 1, then plus c. Okay, so let's simplify this further. So you have 6x raised to power 7 over 2 over 1 multiplied by negative 2 over 7, then plus. We have 2x raised to power negative 5 over 2 over 1 multiplied by negative 2 over 5, then plus 3 x minus 2 over 2 plus x raised to the power negative 1 plus c. Okay, so this is going to be 2 multiplied by 6 will give us negative 12. So negative 2 multiplied by 6 will give you negative 12. X raised to the power negative 7 over 2, then over 7. We have negative 2 multiplying by positive 2. So it's going to give you negative 2, negative 4, x minus 5 over 2 or divided by 5. So when I say plus 3x minus 2 over 2, then plus x raised to the power negative 1 plus c. All right, so let's simplify it. So we now have our y to be negative 12 all over 7x over 7 over 2 minus 4 over 5 x power 5 over 2. Then we now have plus 3 over 2x power 2 plus 1 over x, then plus c.